Hey everybody, Midnight Range TM here. Thanks for visiting the channel. Tonight's video is going to be really short and sweet. It's actually going to be a precursor to another video, so I thought I'd just break it up, just to do it that way. We're going to be making a breakfast sausage. Pork, 100% pork. I got in some local Gloucestershire pork from a farm that we use, and I thought it'd be a great time to do a video. The spices that we're going to use are a little bit different. It's going to be kind of an Asian theme a little bit. There's going to be some flavors in there that you don't traditionally see in breakfast sausage. So this is a pound of pork, and it's a larger grind, which is really nice, and it's got a really good fat content to it. You can see it's got a great marbling to it. It's nice and pink, and it's gonna hold a lot of its moisture. It's gonna keep it nice and tender, nice and moist. And we've got some really different kind of ingredients here. So we're just gonna go through them, mix them all together, and then knead them into the pork. 1 pound of pork, like I said. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Okay. 3/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Just a table grind is fine. Fresh is even better if you grind it yourself. 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, fresh thyme, just rough chopped. 3/4 of a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. Okay. If you've never used Chinese 5-spice, you'll see things in it like ginger, cinnamon, clove, anise, star anise. It's if you get one that's like that and doesn't have the black pepper, and sometimes you'll see chilies in it too. It's very much like a pumpkin spice in a way. So it's going to give this pork a really neat flavor. 2 teaspoons of ginger. 1.5 teaspoons of chopped garlic, fresh. 1.5 teaspoons of sambal. Sambal is a Asian chili paste. It's just crushed chilies, basically, and vinegar. 1/4 teaspoon of fennel. Now this fennel is dried, and it's been toasted lightly and ground in a coffee grinder. So it's nice and fine. You don't have to worry about it getting in your teeth. And a teaspoon of brown sugar. Okay. So we're going to give that a quick mix. And we're going to go right into the pork. Whenever I'm doing something like this, I like to pre-mix everything. If I'm doing a meatloaf or something like that, I like to mix it ahead of time. That way you have to work the ground pork or beef or whatever you're using less. The less you work it, the more tender it's going to be. So so that's it. Really simple. So what we're going to do, we're going to form a couple patties, take it over the stove, and saute some off. And we're going to use it in the next recipe. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys. So we're here over at the stove. It's a plain, this is an aluminum saute pan. You can use a non-stick. Non-stick tends to not give you such a nice crust. So it depends on what you like. We've got on a medium heat, and we've got patties at about 4 ounces. Actually, they are 4 ounces. And they're done a little, like little burger patties almost. Not too thick, because you don't want them to take too long. And we're going to go right into the pan. And we're just going to let it go for a couple of minutes. And what you want to do is just kind of let it be. It is a dry pan, like I said. If your pork is a little leaner, you could use a little oil. If you use turkey, you might want to use a little oil or non-stick spray or something. But we're going to let it go on this side for a couple of minutes, not long, and then flip it over and cook it until it's done. A great way to do this if you have a large group is to sear both sides and then finish them in the oven for a few minutes. If you want to do, if you have a breakfast party or you have family over, that's way better quality-wise than cooking them the whole way through and then trying to microwave them or heat them up again, because they get dry. So you can see around the bottom there, you've got a little bit of, you can see it sizzling, you can see it bubbling. That's some natural fat coming out of the pork. That's great. You don't want all of it to come out, obviously, because it'll be dry, but to see it sort of searing in its own fat is going to be great. And as this heats up, all those spices are going to come together. The seasoning is going to start coming out. It's a really good breakfast sausage. It's very unique. You see, it's not sticking because we just let it go. Give it a turn. Look at that. That is awesome. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. Nice little char. That brown sugar helps it caramelize a little bit, helps it char a little bit, but it's not so much that it wants to burn. So what we're going to do, we're going to cook this through the rest of the way and slam it on a plate and give it to your best friend, because it's a great sausage. It really is. I think they'll love it. So thanks for visiting the channel. I hope you like, share, subscribe. Come back, watch some of the other videos on the Killer Food series, and check out my live stream Sunday nights, 10:30 Eastern. A little bit of food, a little bit of question and answer, a little bit of whatever. It's a good time. So I hope to see you there. Have a great night. Thanks.